That's
So,
it.
so this weekend we have a probably one of the most stacked MMA cards that we've had in a long, long time. A IUR Fighting Championship number 5 from Canal Court in Newry. Decky
Absolutely.
Run by
McAleenan,
Decky McAleenan. Yeah.
he is on fire at the minute with everything.
His matchmaking is on point.
Yeah, and I would say that Roland Dean said it best on Dave's podcast. I think he said it on Energized as well. It's a fighter's card. It gets that feeling that there's no bullshit around it. There's no
Yeah, well, it's a
figures, there's no
card.
pinned cards, there's no nothing. It's just
No
show up
padding.
and fight the person that you're supposed to fight, and that's it.
Well, it's a card, by a fighter, a
Yeah,
promotion run by a fighter. So of
For
course
fighters.
yeah, and Decky's been around the game a long, long time, like amateur pro, and he's probably seen good promotions, bad promotions, and he's probably fought on most of them. And then now he's doing it his
yeah,
way.
yeah.
I
So let
mean,
me ask you, who are you looking forward to most taking photos of on Sunday?
Taking photos of isn't really a favorite. There is some sort of, the jiu-jitsu guys definitely make stuff a bit more photogenic because seeing somebody trying to fight a Kimura and if it's happening towards your side of the cage, it's like this is amazing. Like that fight at Cage Legacy 17, Gary Rooney and geez, I'm drawing a blank.
that was
From
Jimmy.
Team Rhino. Yeah,
Yes,
Jamie
Jimmy
Abbott.
Abbott, Jimmy Abbott, yeah. And the positions they were getting in the scrambles were just so photogenic because it just the Gary's just ear to ear smiling, and then next minute he's pain, the next minute that it just offered everything. So for this card, I couldn't really say what I'm looking forward to. Like the fight I'm looking forward to the most is Jess and Paul Buckley.
Oh,
Um,
snap. Yeah.
that's my top one
I
because
have to say, I'm looking forward to Ronan Deegan and Elvis.
100%. Well,
I
that's the
think
thing.
that's
It's like,
going to be a banger of
yeah,
a fight.
that's to me, that's like the top one because it's just sitting there as the top one because it's so highly anticipated because they are top ranked guys and it's kind of the same styles going against each other. Whereas I would say Jess Paulo and Paul Buckley's fight is my favorite that I'm looking forward to because I only seen Paul Buckley fight once at Virtus, and I've seen Jess probably he fought on that first card that I shot at Clanmores. I just was in the crowd, and the only pictures I actually got of him was him walking in, like when they had like a stage set up that it was like a walkway to the cage. I got a shot of him walking to it with all the Sandy guys in the background. I didn't know who any of them were at the time, obviously. And then I got one picture of him. He's like a flying armbar sort of position he's in. And then like the only other picture has him walking off with all the Sandy guys in the background again, all cheering him on. So it was just like in and out, business done. So I was like, this guy is so cool. So he was actually one of the first people I followed on Instagram. Probably the first fighter I followed. So that's where like
So,
Yeah,
it
well,
gives a story, doesn't it? Back to that
yeah.
story, like
Since he's moved to Sanda, he's been on a tear. Like, he really, really has been on a tear. Paul Buckley's just, I'm a big fanboy for Paul Buckley.
Oh, and it was actually you
Long
on the build up to Virtus that was like giving the hype up for Paul Buckley because you were saying it was the one you were looking forward to most for it. So I was like going into Virtus, been like, right, I'm hyped to see this guy fight because obviously I trust your opinion, like both of you guys' opinions on fights because you've been around the scene so long. That I just was like, right, this is one that I'm gonna like really knuckle down and take too many pictures of. Try not to spray and pray too much at shows because then you're not really a skilled photographer at that point. But I sprayed and prayed the fuck out of that show. I was like, I'm not missing a single dig. Every time one of them moves, their feet, every feint, everything gets to a picture of it. So seeing him have such an
think
impressive fight.
at this moment in time, I mean, Jess is definitely, look at even if you look at Jess's record, the few losses that he's had has been the standouts. Has been the Conor McCarthy, has been the Jordan Fury, has been the Nathan McGillian. And even the Nathan McGillian one was at a lower weight. Since he's moved up to welterweight, he's been on a tear. Buckley has just been. I think he's probably the most well-rounded martial artist at that weight class that Ireland has at the minute, and I'm looking forward to him turning pro. And I was even like talking to somebody about potential dream matches at the amateur level. I would love to see Paul Buckley versus John. I think that would be a savage fight, and I would love to see it done at amateur rather than having the whole Ian Gary, James Sheehan thing where they meet early on in their pro career, and just that would be my dream. But Jess, don't sleep on Jess on this. Don't sleep on it.
No, never, because like the amount of times
fights, and this is probably the most. I think for both of them, I think it's both their toughest fight that they've had on the amateur ranks in Ireland.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
1,000,000%.
That thing about Jess as well, like the amount of matchups that I've seen him have that he's been kind of written off as being like, oh, wait, you see him get, when he fought Cameron Clements at Cage Conflict, that I was hearing constantly on the week up to it, seeing it on people's stories, and obviously it's people supporting somebody from their own gym, but it was like, oh, he's going to absolutely ragdoll him here. He's just going to be a different level.
I just think Jess has a different way. He's a really like awkward fighting stance and stuff, and I think it's just people, if you're not in that general like stance or general way, and you have any little difference about how you fight, I think a lot of people can and will say that, oh, someone else is gonna. But like the standard we have of fighters on this island at the moment for amateur level, there's just no way that you can ever put any of them, to the back and say, look, they're not going. You're going to ragdoll this shit. You just don't know what happens when that cage door closes. Full stop. No. And that's in all of those fights, whether it be on IUR or Cage Conflict or Cage Legacy or any of the shows. Like, we just don't know because they change so frequently on how they're fighting them. They're fighting with their brain cells these days instead of just there to bang.
Since Jess has hooked up with Darren Sonic, his fight IQ has just went levels above. Like, he's really, and on the other side of that fight too, if we're talking on the coaches, like Aaron Maguire, what he's producing talent-wise from Cork at the minute, I mean, is just, when you look at John Mitchell, you look at Jack Maguire, you look at Paul Buckley, even at that show we went to down the Rebel MMA one, so it was a clean sweep for MMA Cork.
Yeah, they're definitely on a tear.
So this is definitely probably this is the sleeper fight on the card. I think this is the one that might steal the show.
So
So there's 5 title fights altogether, all amateur title fights, and it's what a lineup. I mean, we've had some pullouts from it, but luckily they've got to replace them. Conor McCarthy was originally to face Liam McGill from Cork. Unfortunately, Liam had an accident, so get well soon, Liam. But great replacement, Roman David from
Team KF. Oh my God!
Yeah. I know nothing about him. I've not seen him fight, but I know Team KF. They've got the best slogan going because it's true. They are different.
Were you not at Cage Conflict of Fail It in the Park or any of them?
No.
Okay, so that's true. Yeah, he's been on a few of those cards, so he's absolutely like that. Again, fight IQ, Chris Fields. Do you know what I mean?
The human PlayStation, Chris Fields.
Still a practicing practitioner of BJJ. Do you know what I mean? They're winning left, right, and centre. Do you know that way? Active coach, active fight, active like jiu-jitsu player. So do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's actually, sorry, Brian, go ahead.
No. So I was going to say on the other title fight we had Craig McGrattan, who was originally to face Damien McKenna from Oma MMA. They had to pull out, and what a replacement! What a replacement we have got!
That was out of the blue for me. I was like,
Tiernan Loughran. I mean, us Tyrone boys are built different. Like, we'll step on each other's.
Those Tyrone boys are built differently, not you. Let's just put that out there, Brian.
Tiernan Loughran stepping in short notice, coming over from Liverpool to. But this is what we were saying about the IUR being the card, the fighters card. Tiernan Loughran has wanted to fight on this card, and he's wanted to fight back in Ireland, and he's stepped in. He's took the first opportunity, and like very, very few times do you get a last minute replacement that lives up to the hype of the original fight. There's two there now. We've got and Roman coming in and Tiernan Lochran coming in. Just Decky McAleenan does it again. Again, he knows fighting.
I think it's going to be a super, super card. Whatever way you look at it, I think it's going to be a super, super card. I think we have a couple of like IMAF, or IMA amateur, like IMA fights, do you know that way on at the beginning? And then it builds up, and I just think it builds, the anticipation is going to build right through the rest of that card. Like, and it's great to see Decky putting on some of the young lads like that and giving them that bit of experience now on the show, so that when they do go and fight out at the IMAFs under, or fight for IMA under the Irish banner in IMAF, then one day they've already done quite a big show where there's a lot of photography around, there's a lot of cameras around, there's a production there, you know, now they're going out to the next level of it, you know, that way. So it's super to see. I mean, a lot of the shows now at the moment have been putting major amounts into the cadets and stuff, and really, really, you know, bringing them up. So I think like we can't forgo those fights either. Do you know what I mean? I think they deserve their few minutes of fame as well. Do you know what I mean? As they come up through the ranks. Do you know that way?
100%, yeah.
So that is IUR Fighting Championships number 5, Canal Court, Newry, and it's this Sunday.
It is
27th of November, and boom, what a card. Well done, guys.
Boom.
And,
For sure.
look forward to it.